2, 3.
Turn it up.
Today I'm going to tie a steelhead wiggle stone. The fly will end up looking somewhat like this. And see the rubber legs add a lot of action in the water. I'm going to have a kamasan B220 size 6 nymph hook in the vise, 6/0 black uni thread, 5/32 inch black bead, which we'll be putting on after we tie in our front biots. 0.02 lead wire, black goose biots, some Zappa-Gap, a bodkin, Swiss straw, some Swiss straw, and some round rubber legs for the legs. We're going to start off by taking our black goose biots. We're going to cut 2 of those off. There's a curved side to these biots, as you can see right there. Make sure that is facing out. Don't make them too long. Keep them on the side of your hook. They will really flare out at first. Don't bother with that. The bead will push them forward. And make sure they're even. The other side's even. And tie them in. Cut your tag end off. Go ahead, cover them up. Place half hitch in there. Cut off close. Not too close. Leave actually quite a bit of room. Small dab of Zappa-Gap on there. That's what the bodkin's for, is to spread the Zappa-Gap. Take your hook out of the vise. Mash the barb. You can use barb mashers. I just use the jaws of my vise. There is an open end, a large open end, and a small end on the bead. Make sure the large end is facing towards your eye of the hook. And place it up. Put your hook back in your vise. And push it back up over to your biots. Just like that. Now your bead is on the hook. Take your 0.02 lead wire and do, I don't know, 6 or 7 wraps right to behind your bead. And break the excess off. Retie your thread back on. Okay, now trim your excess off. Put a base over your lead. Go right down to right in between the barb and the point of your hook. Take a super small amount of dubbing. Just the smallest amount. Push that up to your hook. This is going to make sure the biots at the back flare out. Take 2 more biots. Place them down. Take 1 of them. Make sure the flared side is facing out again. Don't make your biots too long. Tie 1 on in on the one side, 1 on the other. Even out the tips and tie it in. And I cover the butt ends, I don't cut them off. Now, take your round rubber legs take one leg off of the bunch and cut it about 2.5 inches long. And you're going to need two. You're going to take one in, and you're going to place it right behind your lead. And you're going to tie it in like you would with legs of a beetle or any terrestrial. Make sure they stay on the side of your hook. Take your zappa gap. Place your zappa gap on there. Spread that around. It's going to be tricky with your legs. Now, even out your legs. Just like that. This is where it gets tricky. Bring your thread back to the back of your fly. And the body is going to be black hare's ear plus dubbing. And you're going to make a nice dubbing noodle on your thread. This fly has a pretty thin body, so do a long, thin dubbing noodle. Just like that. Now, wrapping it, I just do this. Takes a while, but makes it perfect in my eyes. Now, all the way up for the body of your fly. Okay, now. That was the perfect amount. Might need a little bit more. Go in between the legs. And pull your front legs back. Do 2 jam wraps in there. Take a card width and a little bit more of your Swiss straw. Keep it folded. Place it on top of your hook. This is going to make the segments instead of the turkey quills. It's much easier to work with. Then you're going to make your first segment and make it so it goes to where your back legs start coming out from the dubbing, and tie that off. Take some more dubbing, small thin dubbing noodle. Put a little dubbing there. Make your next segment. Just like that. More dubbing. The bead adds weight and it looks like a head on the fly. So I'm big on weighted flies. I love fishing weighted flies. Make your last segment. Tie it up behind the bead, fold it back, and trim it off close. Take your whip finish tool, whip finish the fly off. This is the second last step to the fly. Might be tricky with the rubber legs. 5 or 6 turn whip finish and trim your thread off. Now, take your Zappa Gap again and dab it onto your Swiss straw. Then take your bodkin and spread that out. And there it is, steelhead wigglestone. Great pattern. Thank you.